What's up everybody, it's your girl AP, and in this video I wanted to talk about some different things that you should incorporate in your budget when considering pet adoption. Alright, you already know I love Miss Bella. Miss Bella is my Jack Russell Terrier, and she's been in several of the videos. You'll see her on my Instagram a lot, on my TikTok a lot. She just fits right on into the flow of me and the family. I love her to pieces. All right, so Miss Bella was actually adopted 4 years ago. And with her adoption, one thing I need you to consider is the adoption fee. Now, I was blessed on that particular day. The local car dealership, they were having like sales on pets. So I got her for half the price. So for Miss Bella, I only paid like $65. Now, if you're considering adopting a pet, you need to consider the adoption fee. And then also you need to consider if you're going to get your pet spayed or neutered. So that's another expense that you want to put into your budget. For when I adopted Miss Bella, all of that came in the package. I didn't have any extra fees regarding that. So she was adopted, they spayed her before I was able to take her home. And then another thing you may want to consider is if you want to get your pet microchipped. They did that as well at that adoption agency, so I didn't have to, think about that. All right, so with having a pet, there are a couple of different categories that I want you to consider. Let's first talk about safety. Is your yard fenced? How will you contain your pet? I personally currently have a fence, but it's kind of breaking down. So I do need to invest in a new fence because there are different cracks that she may dig under, or she may even try to get through, because she's a digger, she's a hunting dog. And so I try to keep her on a long extended leash so she doesn't have access to the gate or to the fence. But the fence for me, a new fence is going to run like $4,000. So I need you to consider if you live, how you're going to like contain your pet, if you need a fence or not. Will your pet be in a crate? And then this little one has to go into her little cage. I have a treat for you, mama. There you go, and I will be back. Like, we have to work, so how will you be able to keep your pet at home? I had a previous dog, and he had free reign of the house. He wasn't in a crate. I do crate Miss Bella during the daytime, and like even right now as I'm filming this video, she's like in her crate chilling right next to me. So she loves her crate, so it's not a punishment or anything for her, but that's another expense that you're going to want to consider. You will need a leash and a collar, and not only that, you need a name tag with your pet and your phone number on it, okay, just in case your pet gets out. I'm pretty sure that's how she got to where we adopted her in the first place. Sister girl probably got out of the gate because, like I said, she's a digger. So it's important to have a tag with your name, with your dog's name and your phone number on it. Next, let's move to food. What is your pet going to eat? Dry food, wet food, all of that needs to be considered when adopting a pet, because that can add up. I believe I bought a bag for Bella, a big giant bag recently at Walmart, and it was probably like $12 to $15. So you need to consider what type of food you'll be feeding your pet. So with the food, real quick, does your pet need a special diet? A lot of people don't consider that. All pets can eat just the food that's on the shelves at the store. Sometimes they need special diets, and you have to put that in your budget, because like even like talking about my son, I know we're talking about pets here, but he could not wear any other diaper besides Pampers. I had all of these diapers left over from his brother, and he could not wear any of them. Everything broke him out. So you have to consider, will your pet have a special diet? And you probably won't know that until like a little bit after you've had the pet, to see how they're responding to the different foods that you're giving them. But that's something you got to consider that I don't think a lot of people think about. And with feeding your pet needs water, and so you will need a bowl for your food and for the water for your pet. Another expense that you may want to consider is, will you have pet insurance for your pet? Now, I know a lot of people are probably against pet insurance, so if you're one of those who do not want pet insurance, please consider starting a sinking fund for your pet. So when things come up, because they're going to come up, you will have money set aside already to take care of that. So that leads me into medical costs. Like I said, things come up, just like with a child, dogs and cats, all types of pets, they get sick. So you may want to consider putting that into your budget. Medical costs, because if you don't have insurance, it can cost a lot of money to maintain the health of your pet. Your pet will need, especially if you have a dog or a cat, the monthly flea and tick and the heartworm meds. Now, Bella is the first dog that I've ever had to put on the flea and tick medication, that preventative. Like, I've always done the heartworm medicine, but one day, y'all, it was like literally at like 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and Bella's white, as you already know, and she loves to lay on her back so you can rub her belly. So she did that, and I'm rubbing her belly, and I saw these black little things walking up and down her belly, and it freaked me all the way out. I was scared to death. First of all, I don't like any type of bug, and then it's on my baby and it's just crawling. Oh my God. So luckily our vet is 24 hours, and so I was able to take her to the vet, but because like they have other things that they need to take care of, I think on that particular night someone else's dog had passed, and so we were not even seen till 3 o'clock in the morning. Your girl was tired, and I was scared because I was like, she better not put any fleas in my car. So we got seen, and you know, they put her on a preventative. Well, they gave her a pill for that night. You know, this girl, this dog did not eat the pill that I gave her, and she laid next to me on the floor by my bed with them bugs running up and down her chest, y'all. But anyway, so even with the flea and tick, because she had fleas and they can get everywhere, so you have to consider like how you're going to clean your house too. Like, you know, I just purchased a new vacuum cleaner, so you gotta, like, she sheds a lot. She sheds like it's a whole new dog in here, so you have to consider that. So going back to the flea and tick, I had to like disinfect my entire house. I had to disinfect the car, I had to vacuum it out, I had to buy the different stuff for the flea and tick. It was just like an entire job. So you have to think about those things when you're considering getting a pet. The flea and tick is important because, like, if you live in an area where you have deers, you got to think about that. And then the heartworm, you got to maintain that, and that's a monthly thing that they have to take. Okay, put that in your budget. Furniture and clothes. Like, Bella's not a chewer, hallelujah on that, but my lab that I had, like, my first dog was a chow chow mix. He chewed the dining room set. My mom had to get a whole new dining room set. My other dog was a golden lab. He chews shoes and stuff like that. So you got to consider that. You may have to replace some stuff, especially during that like puppy stage when they're teething and they're biting on everything and they're chewing up everything. So put that in your budget as well, because they like to tear up stuff. Not that they're intentionally trying to do it. They're cute little animals, but they still tear up stuff. So you want to consider that when you're considering a pet. I know it's just not me, but impulse spending for your pet, oh my gosh, like I will walk in Walmart, I'm like, she need this, she need that, not want, y'all, she need this, she'd be so cute. Like, she gets a toy, like not all the time, but especially during holidays, she gets a toy. It's just, that's just what it is. Like, I'm like, Bella needs this for Christmas, Bella needs this for Halloween, Bella. Yes, it is. Bella's my baby, and so just like the boys, she gets different stuff too. So you gotta consider impulse spending, because it's gonna happen. You're gonna walk through the store and you're gonna see something cute and you're like, oh, my pet needs this, okay? Thank me later. Now, grooming. My last dog, I did not take him to the groomer. I do take Bella to the groomer, so that's something, if you're into that, you need to consider that for your budget. And you know, they will do the nails trim and they will do different things for your pet. Consider lint rollers, because like I said, Miss Bella sheds, so it's important that we have the lint rollers to get the dog hair off of us. The carpet cleaners, you know, you got to consider how you're going to clean your floors, all this different stuff regarding pets that I want to put out there for you to think about. Dental appointments. Now, y'all know I'm a hygienist. If you're new to my channel, my real 9 to 5, well, not 9 to 5, my real 8 to 5 is that I'm a hygienist. But Miss Bella, she won't let me clean her teeth. She won't even let me touch her teeth. So I just recently paid to have her teeth cleaned, and y'all. All right, so can we talk about how cute Miss Bella is on her picture? So adorable. So this is the before picture of her teeth, and then this is the after picture. It's not cheap, because they have to put the dog under. And it was over $800. Now, there may be places that are much cheaper, but that's also something you need to consider, is like their dental appointments, because you don't want them to have bad teeth and then they end up losing their teeth. Thank God my baby did not have to have any teeth extracted, but I didn't even I looked at a little bit during 2020 and I saw some tartar on her teeth. I was like, no, baby, we're not gonna do this. So I know it's 2022 and she's just getting it done, but she got it done and she did really good. So consider that, please. Travel expenses. I don't think a lot of people think about this because I know for me, I usually just board my pets, but now there's so many different options. Like you can take your pet with you on the plane. They don't have to go under the plane anymore. You can buy a seat and you're like, I don't know if it's the comfort animal. I don't know the rules with that because I haven't taken her on the plane, but I think you have to buy a seat. Let me know in the comment section if you've ever done that, because I've seen pets at the airport walking through the airport with their owners, but I think you have to buy a seat. That's something you need to consider when you're having a pet and you're thinking about traveling. Also consider if like you're traveling with your dog, if you need to find a hotel that is pet friendly, because they usually have an extra cost with that as well. So airfare, get a hammock for the car so that there's not a lot of dog hair on your seats. Like some dogs, they are not good with motion. Like my lab was not good with motion. He would throw up. I crate her when we're in the car so she's not everywhere jumping up around. I don't want any of my dogs ever having their head just hanging out of the window. So think about if you need a hammock in the back so you know you don't mess up the back of your car if they have an upset tummy or anything like that. And then even with that, think about like you have to get your car clean. Like I have to vacuum my car. It seems like even though when I put her in the crate, hair still goes everywhere. It's just, that's just how it is. And so think about cleaning your car too. That's an expense when you have a pet. Like some people even take their pets to the pet park and that's all good. And some pet parks, they have water so the dogs can just jump in the water and have fun. Your dog has to get back into your car. So you might want to get a car, like a cover thing for your seats. I don't know if it's a hammock or car cover. I don't know what it's called, but something to cover your upholstery so that they don't mess up your seats after they've had such a good time at the pet park. And then also, like I said earlier in the video, boarding. Like if you're gonna board your pet, or even have a pet sitter, that costs money. So consider that cost in your budget. I think boarding will maybe cost way more than someone coming to your house or you're taking your pet to their house, because there's so many options now. And then even if you are into like, if you go places and you have to leave your dog at home, a pet walker, you know, that's something else that you want to consider into your budget, especially the big dogs that need to get out and exercise. Like Bella doesn't need a pet walker because she likes to just run, and she can exercise in the house. But some people, they need to have their dog walk. So even like, not even the pet walker, that's a great thing too, but the ones that clean up the poop. Oh my God, I just thought about that. Think about that too. I don't know why people need that, but for those who are busy and they need that, hey, that's great. I'm glad that option is available for those people who need that. So if that is you, consider that in your budget. And then lastly, in this video, I wanted to talk about the end of life expenses. Now, I know that's sad. Like it just breaks my heart to even think that Bella won't be around forever, but you have to consider that. Like I said, if you don't already have pet insurance, consider that. You may want to consider like medicines, because you know, as they get older, they may have to take medicines. They may have, their bladder may not be able to hold what it used to hold, so you may have to get pads and things to put on the floor for the pet, you know, if they have mistakes or whatnot. So end of the life cost is something that you want to consider. Even though we don't want to consider it, we want our pet to be there forever with us, but you want to consider the end of the life. And even if they go on and they pass on, you know, what will you do with your pet? Are you going to cremate your pet or whatever it is? You want to consider that as well. All right, everybody, I would love to hear from you. If there's something that I did not mention in this video regarding pet care costs, please in the comment section list it below so other people can see the different things that I might have missed and that you have already thought about in the comment section. And also, if you are new to my channel, I want to welcome you. Remember to like this video, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.